welcome back. Caleb, you know that some of these guys out here say that I'm an a-hole?
Sometimes, but...
Hey, I'm only a product of my environment. At least I identify as a male still.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yeah.
Product of my environment.
I mean, sometimes you have to be an asshole, and there's no way around it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So would you rather me roll over and take it from customers, right?
I'd much rather you be an asshole than be a pushover.
Rather me be an asshole than a pushover. Don't take it personal, people. I'm a product of my environment. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for over 30 years, and it's the customers and the people who've made me this way. And not everybody's this way.
No, but I mean, pretty often we get somebody who expects us to work at the snap of their fingers.
Well, I'm going to give you a scenario. So do you remember, when was it, last week or the week before? What were we doing in here? It was me and you.
If you tell me the customer, I'll probably remember.
So Caleb and I were in here, I think it was Saturday, and we were just trying to finish up. And it was raining outside.
Maybe.
Right? And then not even a customer, somebody rolled up and said my son or my nephew or somebody, whatever the story is that how they do this? Whatever the story is, they wanted to take our floor jack from the shop.
I think it was Friday.
Whatever day
because it was just the two of us.
Right. So you were like, didn't really get engaged, and I said to him, go up front and talk to Rachel, and he's like, no, I just need to borrow your floor jack. Now he drove up in a car and said, hey, can I borrow your floor jack? I'm the owner. Caleb doesn't have any right to loan out any of the shop tools. The guy didn't know I was the owner, and I said, because I don't want to get into a debate or anything with anyone over borrowing my tools, because they're my tools, and just like anyone else in our business or anyone who's doing a job on their own, you'd have to go buy the tool that you need to do the job.
A lot of the time in dealership environments, guys won't even loan tools to other techs.
So my point to this story is, I'm teaching Caleb based on my experience.
You never finished the story.
Huh?
You never finished the story.
We're finishing it.
Oh, okay.
So Caleb goes, damn, I don't know why I ever didn't think of that. So what I told the guy, I said, they're not my tools to loan out. Mm-hmm. Even though they are my tools, they're actually the shop tools, and they're not for loan, they're not for hire. But my point is, Caleb said, damn, why didn't I ever think of that? Because when he's here working on his car, or whatever the case may be, Caleb is paid by me to do a job. He is not being paid by anybody who comes here and asks for information, or asks to borrow a tool, or hey, can you check my car out? Because it just goes on all day long here. Product of my environment says, if I would have loaned this dude my tool, what is the chance of me getting it back?
Pretty low.
Not very. I don't know this guy, right? Now, I've loaned gas cans because I get free gas cans all the time, and we have a pile of them. And if they don't come back with the gas can, it's really not affected my business.
No.
But you not returning with my floor jack, which isn't a cheap tool to replace for a quality one, would affect my business.
Yeah, I mean, you go to Harbor Freight and get one of their
death trap ones.
Well,
or get a good one.
Harbor Freight has some pretty nice ones. The Daytona ones that they have are the same ones.
My
as
point
Harbor
to you
Freight.
is,
but that's like a $300 jack.
If I didn't teach you my years of experience, product of my environment, right?
I would just straight tell them no, and then I'd get into an argument with them.
Correct, because that's what happens. They keep pushing and keep pushing until they get their way. And this is my point of me saying, I have to be an asshole sometimes. I have to protect myself, my business, my staff, regardless of what even you think about it. You think about it. It's what's best for me, not what's best for you. But this is just a scenario. I'm proud of my environment because I've had people come here and torture me and carry on. And the best thing for me to do is just say no. No, I won't loan you my tool. No, I won't come out there and jack up a car for you without us getting paid for it, right? Because if something happens, it has to be worth our time. Me going out and getting heart work in your car for free doesn't help me. So no, I don't want to work on your car for free. I don't want to jack your car for free and put your tire on for free. Sign in, and we don't loan tools. So if you need a tool and you can't get one loaned to you, then you need to call a tow truck. Mm-hmm. Like even ask for a tow truck.
AutoZone does loan tools out. You can go to AutoZone, you give them your license, and then they'll give you the tools. But it's only meant to be used in their lot.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
No,
But-
we're not in the business.
and no different than when you guys are here and we're closed and someone says, hey, can you just put air in my tire? If you just see my previous video of why we don't put air in people's tires, because the inside of the tire from driving it flat is full of powdered tire. That's 100% one reason why. Another one is when the TPMS breaks off in my hand, and then I've heard customers say, well, it wasn't broken till you touched it. These are the reasons why you say I'm an asshole, but I'm a product of my environment, because that's the way it is. So I'm not always an asshole. I mean, there's plenty of good things that I do here. You just don't see it all the time. But for me to share my experience with Caleb and ways of dealing with certain things, you don't want to be the pushover. And because coming through working for Midas Cosmic Enterprises corporate, they kind of teach you to be that pushover with customers. Like, whatever it is, whatever their problem is, keep going, keep going, keep going. I will tell you, that don't always build loyalty, and that's a fact. What it does build is behavior. And what I mean by that is, you continue to put parts on someone's car, and next time that they come back, they're going to expect that.
Yeah.
The one time that you put oil in their car for a favor price of $10, say, hey, I'll do it for you for $10, and then they're back at your door again with a box of oil and filters, and then you say, hey, I got to charge you more than that. Well, you charged me $10 last time. Product of environment. So I'm not trying to build that consumer base of people who have their own parts, their own oil, their own agenda. If you come to the shop, I expect you to be on my page and my agenda, because you're here at the service provider and the service that I'm providing. You follow me? So it was good to teach Caleb that experience, and he didn't think about it. I tell people no all the time, I'm not being a jerk off. It's not that I don't want to help you. You have to be willing to pay for help.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to fix it the way that I want to do it. You're not going to have a guy come out here and build the house the way that you want it, because there's codes, there's ways of doing things. And if he says it's an 8-inch foundation and you say, well, you only want 4, this dude's going to say you're talking to the wrong guy. You need to find somebody on the street to do things the way you want to do, and try and not do it the right way, if you follow what I'm saying. So we try and do things the right way. And being the pushover isn't the way to go, or let the customer tell you how to fix their car. Someone commented about it's our job to give the customer an oil sample when you were talking about doing oil changes. Caleb's job is that mechanic to bring the car in and perform an oil change service, not get any extra grease or grime or do any extra activities during that procedure unless he's being paid for it. So adding additional time and work and effort to an already job that he's being paid for, you providing the customer with an oil sample is not part of that job. You could do it out of the kindness of your heart, you could do it out of whatever, but for me, if I'm a lube tech and I'm doing lube work all day long, I am not doing that kind of work for anybody, and I don't care who they are. I'm just not doing it. If an extra 30 seconds, I don't care, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
That customer can come out to the bay, stand under there with me, put his hand under there and collect whatever he wants, or he could have just said, put the oil filter in a bag, and that's enough sample. Now that would have been easier than you saying, here's a bag, here's a bottle, collect this, get shit all over you. Whatever the case may be. Whatever the situation is. That is not in the definitions of the job that we were to do. Follow me? Or when you're done with the oil, give them all the empty bottles back. They'll be in the trash can, and if you want to pick them out, that's the last place I'm leaving them. You follow me? And that's just the way that I am. I am not that guy. If you want your old parts back after a job, if you tell me that before we start, happy to box all that shit up and give it to you. I won't put it in your car, and you know me, I put nothing in a customer's car other than old spark plugs in the box that they came out of. That's the only thing we will put in someone's car.
Yep.
If the customer's not here, every job that we do a tune-up on, we take the old spark plugs, put them in the original box, because we also use OE spark plugs, and put them in the car. And I feel that out of all the things that we could do, in my experience, is that the customer doesn't know if you did a tune-up. Like, they came in, your car ran bad, and you left with it running bad. But if you're in for regular maintenance, and your car is necessarily not running bad or getting bad fuel mileage, you're just maintenance, right? Sometimes maintenance, there is no feel. It's just something you need to do, like drinking water. And if you don't drink enough water, eventually you're going to have signs. But the point is, at least the customer could see old spark plugs and say, hey,
This was actually done.
This was actually done. You follow me? I come in with grinding brakes. I leave with not grinding brakes. Bell goes off. It was fixed. I come in with a loud exhaust. I leave with quiet exhaust. Hence F-150 guy, right? Fixed. So, product of my environment makes me the way that I am. And if we're not overwhelmed with that type of customer, I think it's better for me. And there's many different reasons why I do what I do, and I'm not really an asshole. You know, you're not going to find me sugarcoating things for people. I try and make relationships and rationality based on what they do. So, like the guy with the F-150, for instance, I said to him, "Well, the last shop that hacked your car all up, you didn't ask them to check your exhaust. I told you your problem before I even looked at your car, that what was wrong." And then when I got into it and looked at it and said, well, oh shit, this is really wrong, like, that should tell you my knowledge and experience. And then if you're not sure, check my reviews. Like, we have phenomenal reviews, and there's always some assholes out there
and that
leave bad reviews just because they didn't get their way.
Well, and a lot of our bad reviews are for other Meinekes that they
that too
reviewed on.
And
our
some
page.
of them I wouldn't take their oil change, and so what? I mean, but it's just because of what I have experienced, and not everybody has the same experience. But there's some guys out there that are walking in the same path that I have with customers, because I hear you guys. I just don't comment all the time. But he didn't ask the other guys to check the exhaust after they were done. And I guarantee when he started it up, it definitely wasn't quiet and was vibrating. So yes, I could have, went the extra mile, but I didn't, because I knew for a fact that I didn't have to. As soon as he started his car after he came to his senses, he would know that he was at the right place and got what he paid for, and more. But yes, so it is what it is. So I wanted to move on to an oil filter video, and I'm going to do that next. Thanks for watching.